4. Right? Yeah, we did last week. My haphazard
First show was a wrap-up.
My haphazard game of the year that I didn't give anybody else the outline that I formulated for some reason. So I was like, we're going in order, right? And I'm like, that's what we always do. But I just, for some reason, went through all of mine. Here, I'll just throw a wrench in the plan.
It's all good.
And we're back to our regularly scheduled format. Regularly scheduled. Played a new game this week. I'm interested if either one of you guys have tested this one out before. I'm not sure about it. My guess would be Cesar has played this. I know a friend of the show, Terrence, has played this. We'll find out. Find out soon. Brent, did you add anything to news? I didn't pull up any new stories.
No, I haven't.
Cesar says clothing is required.
As it should be.
Have y'all watched any more speed dating on Twitch, or is that just me? What? No. What are you talking about?
I guess that's you.
What are you talking about? Speed dating. Renee's here. Renee, have you checked out any speed dating content on Twitch? Let us know in the chat. Like and subscribe.
I thoroughly do not enjoy regular dating, so I'm not going to watch somebody else.
Yeah. You don't have to listen to them. You just watch them. I need to send y'all the one that I've been partaking in, just out of curiosity. All right. Twitch says we're playing Halo Infinite again. Are we ever gonna play?
Boo.
Are we ever gonna play Halo Infinite again?
Boo.
Yeah, Fiesta 4-player. I will.
I'm a Cesar. I'm a Cesar on that one. I think that's the
Nothing more than 4 people. I won't play. I'll drop out.
But now we're back to the point where we could just play Warzone with the same 3 other people.
Yep.
We need it good. Renee says no speed dating, just Russian VTubers. Okay, that's a very specific audience.
We still on the Russian VTuber thing. That's what he said last week.
Okay, I was about to say Cesar is intimately familiar with this answer.
I don't know any Russian VTubers, so I don't know what he's getting into, but he goes down rabbit holes in VTubers further than I do. So.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah.
That's all Cesar's saying. To Renee, like and subscribe.
So I don't know what he'll I'm sure he'll show me when he gets back in town. Like, this is the conspiracy person I'm watching. I'm like, okay.
No.
And it's usually just a VTuber.
Oh, Renee, don't let it be a VTuber. Renee, when do you turn into a VTuber? We already had VTuber Brant.
VTuber Renee.
VTuber Renee. Brant's like, let's just send the joke to somebody else. It doesn't have to be me anymore. Now you're speed dater, Brant.
What?
Speed dating.
It can't be
Brant,
that.
you're gonna do speed dating on Twitch.
I can't do that.
Put on like a very sheer tank top or something.
A mesh shirt.
Chain link.
Oh.
It's also a very specific audience. We're here for the chain link speed dating.
Sound like Carl from Aqua Teen.
Was he the fries or the burger? No, he was the dude.
He was a neighbor.
Brand is showing us Konami Core loyalty program. Did you sign up for this?
It's coming soon.
Spring 2012? 2013?
2013.
What did I have coming spring 2013? Was married. Dishonored? Cesar said when Dishonored for PS3 came out.
My game of the year.
The game where I was like, whew, I don't know. Maybe those PC guys are right. Maybe I should look into that PC gaming. Maybe they were right. Maybe this thing should have more than half a gig of RAM total.
I tried really hard to play that game. It was tough.
I need to go back to Dishonored. I need to give it a fair shake.
It's worth it on PS4.
I know you're a big fan,
PC.
and I'm sure the Steam Deck one's fine, right? Fine, right?
You should just play it on Steam Deck or play it on your Portal. One of those two.
Now we're talking.
I think I sent you a picture when I was playing on PS4 where I murdered everybody, just threw them on top of each other.
Yes, you did.
And you're like, I don't even know what this is. And I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just having fun with it.
You just had a stack of carcasses.
Yeah, on top of each other.
The carcass stack. Renee says, quote, the Russian women sound sexy as hell, end quote. That's his VTuber addiction. Renee, have you haven't seen? Did he already answer this? No, just Russian VTubers. Renee hasn't seen the speed dating, Twitch speed dating.
If they have Russian VTubers, they'll probably watch it.
Russian VTuber speed dating.
Yeah.
So what if I did? Do the people doing the speed dating know they have no chance with the personality?
Probably.
Right? So I'm off the market. Can I do the same ploy? Does it not work that way?
Possibly. If you get that cleared with your significant other.
Listen. I'll tell them, listen, Brent had an idea to really grow the stream.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm sorry, Cesar and Brant.
I'm not gonna.
Cesar
list the bad side
proposed,
no,
Brant confirmed.
Nope. Nope. Cause she'll text me. I'll tell her I had nothing to do with that shit.
Cesar, you bitch.
I'll be a straight.
What do you have? Yeah. What do you have? Funneling through my house?
Nah.
Speed dating.
Absolutely not.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh,
you guys ready to rock? Is
Is
Jeremy here? I haven't seen Jeremy in the chat yet. So Jeremy always thought, you know how when we publish we publish the episode, it's got the lead-in music and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. He was thinking when I say, "Are you guys ready?" and then we do the pause. We usually chit-chat here and there leading into that, but there's a long pause where we're just kind of waiting, and then I go into the preamble. Jeremy was saying he thought we were listening to the music, like the way the episode posts, like we listen to it in real time, just waiting on it to kick in.
Instead of he didn't know the wonders of producing in the splicing.
Yeah, I think I showed him. I think I sent him pictures of
magic.
This is what it looks like when I pull it in, and this is how I cut it up.
Like Ghostbusters, I believe in magic.
I need to show y'all that at some point, probably, but it got down when I wasn't doing show notes anymore. It got down to like a 10-minute process. It's not a thing for me to pull it down and send out.
There's so many fucking...
Unless we have a really long lead in for some reason. Versions of...
games in the franchise.
Are you looking for new titles to play on PSP? The new PSP?
No, I'm I love how you say the new PSP.
Not this one. I got a box for the old one back here. Not that one. Or not this one. Not the PSP Vita. Not that one either. Not the PSP Saturn. Not that one.
I did get a new portable PlayStation device.
Are you going to show it off in Games Acquired?
Oh,
Do we have more of a Games Acquired section? Oh, I got some NES games. Should I grab them and just show them off on the...
If you want to.
Including a video game adaptation of Cesar's favorite Shakespeare work? Top 5?
I just know it's not Oedipus. I know that. Oedipus Rex.
Oh, damn. They had this on PS Vita.
All right, so one of these I actually played, so that'll be a decent bit.
Holy shit!
You guys ready? Bathroom run, drink run. We good?
I'm going
good.
now.
Going now. We wait for Cesar.
Going in the seat.
I'm going.
No,
in
he's
the
going
seat.
in the
he's
seat.
just going on your diaper. This episode brought to you by Depends. Go where you feel like it.
Somebody made a comment about what you said at work too, and it was like, "Man, that guy looks super happy on the box."
Super happy on. Oh, the Depends box. Yeah.
Yeah. Guy, my coworker's like, "Have I been doing it wrong this whole time?" I was like, "I guess so, man."
Their slogan should be like, "Life doesn't stop, so why should you go on the go?"
I'm thinking like you're in the top 10. Don't leave your teammates. The gas. Do not worry about the gas. We'll catch that too. Cross promotion with Warzone.
new
sound like a
carbon infused.
Yeah.
Sound like a Saturday Night Live skit where you just like turn your recliner into a toilet, it just flips up. Okay. Then you get somebody else to empty it out when you're done. Yeah, get that out once you're done.
They make camping toilets. Maybe I'll put one down here, like right next to the. Hold on, guys. I'm going on mute for 30 seconds.
Actually, you should ask Renee. He has one in his truck.
Hey, I understand that. I get that, man. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So he could tell you which good brand to get you, which one to buy. So
In a previous career path, Brant may be familiar with the process, but I would send a piece of equipment multiple feet in a certain direction. And should an emergency arise, you are out.
You're stuck.
Yeah.
You're in the field.
You're out minimum 15 to 30 minutes to retrieve the equipment that is tied to your vehicle. You cannot leave and take care of business without the equipment coming out and the vehicle coming out. So there were times when improv had to kick in and take care.
You got to make it happen.
Yeah. Facility on the go. Facility ID.
I mean, there's many times you made me keep watch. I'm peeing over here. Make sure nobody comes over here.
Did I? How did it make you keep watch from?
The last time was what the Destiny release. As they were driving up to you anyways, you're like, oh, never mind.
It was a Destiny release. We
Yeah.
went to a midnight for Destiny. What would be your next theoretical midnight release worth going to?
That was the last one I went to, I think. I haven't been to one since.
Did you come with me to the Star Wars Battlefront one? That's where we played the NHL game. We didn't play that one. Russell was walking around as a stormtrooper.
Did we go to that one? I could have sworn Destiny was the last one. I don't remember doing Battlefront. Because I think you and Russell did Battlefront because y'all stayed up all night playing it. I don't think I ever bought Battlefront.
So when did we do the NHL? Was that Destiny?
That was Destiny, yeah.
Someone told me one of the GameStop locations near us was closed. Have y'all heard of a closing?
I don't go on, so.
It might be like located near a bridge. Brought to you by Hudson Soft.
I had
makers of Bomberman.
I can check. I usually go to that Chipotle down there. I can swing by next time and see if it's there.
I helped open that one. Like, make sure the lights were installed properly.
Make sure the ceiling was
Ninja proof. The preferred entry method of GameStops.
Yeah.
Circa 2008. 2006.
That's your official Richard the ceiling checker.
Ceiling checker. All right, so you're staying with us? You're not running to the facility?
Oh,
okay,
yeah,
shit. We kept going.
We
kept going.
Man.
I was ready. Hey, man, you gotta go. You gotta go. And then we just talked about it.
No, I just would have went. And you were like, oh, there he goes.
You're wearing the Depends?
No, I don't think that. When was the last time I actually had to go to the bathroom? I'm not in kindergarten anymore.
You make a face like babies do. So that's our Brant. You remember that look where they're like, all right, that's got to get changed.
You go into the bathroom? Yeah.
I'm focused here. There's a boss battle.
Well, usually they go and like hide somewhere.
Neither one of mine did that. I've heard that though. All right, you guys ready? I'm asking not to go to the bathroom.
Ask 4 more times.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just seeing. We ended up let everyone know they're being recorded, so now I have to let you know.
Yeah. I wasn't ready to be recorded. You didn't ask that.
He was ready for everything else but that. Yeah.
Hey, quiet. Jeremy thinks we're listening to the music.
I got the music right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 287 of the NOFODcast. We are No Outside Food or Drink, the Southeast premier and longest lasting podcast, now at a grand total of 287 episodes. Brant, name one that's lasted longer. Go ahead. You casted doubt at me with the X button, and we will cast doubt with you later on in the episode, but right now we want to know why you were perplexed by this longest lasting claim of mine. Name one that's lasted longer.
You got me, sir.
That's it.
We're
number one. The Southeast premier video game and longest lasting. We're in 2024.
It's like a drug or something, then, like a prescription.
Longest lasting.
Longest lasting.
Long lasting to acting.
Long lasting, fast acting.
Go where you sit.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you said, Brant? Sit where you go. We were talking gaming and diapers in the pre-show. If you are not ever with us for these hijinks and you only listen to the episode, please join us on Twitch and YouTube. You too can catch this all-important content regarding possibly wearing an adult diaper and playing Warzone and not letting down your teammates in the final circle. That would be key, right?
Oh yeah. Or maybe you still let them down.
Oh, we're going to be let down.
There's no leakage.
We'll talk about that later. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a callback. Good job, Brant. This week in news, Tetris has been defeated. I've never beat Tetris before. Miyamoto on his retirement. I would love to swap places and years with him. The new Xbox is here and it's going in the kitchen, ? Why would it do that? Does anybody have an Xbox in their kitchen? That may be one of the few rooms where there's not an Xbox in this house.
You would be the first. I mean, I wouldn't. If it was you,
you wouldn't be shocked. You'd be like, "There's an Xbox in the kitchen."
Like, yeah, makes sense.
And we have your January. I'm sorry, Cesar's going to read your January Game Pass games. I'm one of your hosts, Richard Bergman, joined tonight by Newsmaster Brant McKee.
What's up?
And your resident Game Pass curator and lore master and page master, Cesar Concepcion II. Cesar, welcome to the show. We needed you here. I saw Game Pass, and I said, you know what? We're 287 episodes in. This is the one for Cesar. I need him. Yeah. I need him as part of this team, the Voltron that converges together to create NOFODcast. He has to be here for this one for Game Pass stuff.
I can talk about Ass Creed.
I don't know. You have highlighted ass apparently out of the story, and I saw someone open the link. So, as a shared document, we're all up in there together, getting that news together.
I was looking at what was in there. First thing I saw was Ass Creed.
Ass in. I need to see what games those are. I actually don't know. Cesar, I'm looking forward to finding out from you, personally. You already called me as soon as they were announced, so you ran them down just for me personally, but now everybody gets to hear them.
Yep. I got right off the phone with Phil Spencer. All right, let's go.
You and Phil got a direct line?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, man, I'm glad you called me. I was throwing darts on my board to find out what's coming on Game Pass this month.
There it is. I'm ready for you. Ladies and gentlemen, the only individual Phil Spencer looks at the back of their camera on their shelf is Cesar Concepcion II. We have him here live now on this show. He's going to spill the beans from Phil Spencer.
Okay, he'll be looking on my shelf for days. There's too much stuff.
Right, that's what you comb over and try to figure out what the new announcement is, or the Xbox streaming stick, or whatever it's going to be. The more I play with the new PSP that Brant is denying trying to purchase, I know he's trying feverishly. That Xbox streaming stick.
Oh, I know he's searching hard.
That Xbox streaming stick would have been a really cool thing should they have found a partner to package that in, or I'm sure they're going to Trojan horse that into Roku TV or something down the road, right?
Why Trojan horse it when you can just buy a Roku
and put Game Pass on it?
Yeah, Roku's branching out.
How does it work?
I saw that they offer smart devices, cameras, and doorbells and stuff now.
I haven't seen those. I saw they cut out the middleman and they just have like Roku TVs now.
Mm-hmm.
I like that Roku interface. I like the interface. I feel like the performance is a little bit better on the... I know we talked about it a month or two ago, but Cesar was talking about the Apple TV HDR performance and things like that. And
I went back. Yeah, I went to Apple
recently.
TV and never looked back. Plus,
recently, I've had better results with that, and it has a native Steam Link app. I, for some reason, had that on one of my Apple TVs. Mm-hmm. It was super, super washed out, but I was like, "Hey, it works."
And you can buy the bastard version of PlayStation Remote Play on there.
What is that one called?
So. I forgot what it's called, but I think it's $5 or something like that. It works pretty well. It streams it connects your PS5 in the house.
So I'm thinking, I mean, those options were there before. Like Brant's right about the remote play and stuff, but it was the DualSense capability that really got me over with the PlayStation Portal. But the Xbox doesn't need that, right? I know it has haptic triggers, but it's not any sort of... I haven't played anything where it feels like the DualSense does.
I mean, you won't get that, but vibration does work on the Steam Deck when you do the remote.
It does?
There, so. It does for me when I set up the Project Greenlight on there to do remote play to my Xbox.
I think what I was trying to install was not that. Yeah. I'm borderline... While we're talking...
There's a cloud-based... Well,
I installed Edge through the desktop mode. That's where I got to, and I had to do a registry fix.
That's the Game Pass one.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's the cloud streaming one. I got tired of going into Starfield, and they're like 35-minute wait to play this, and I was like, fuck this. So what I ended up doing So I downloaded Project Greenlight, which is a remote play app. I linked it up to my Xbox, and I just remote into my Xbox and play Starfield immediately because I just downloaded from Game Pass. And then
I
have to
didn't
deal
know
with
that
all
was a
bullshit,
thing.
so.
I think I need to try that instead.
Yeah.
Because I'm never remote enough to
that's
need
how I play my
to
games.
remote
I
play
don't ever
like
use-
that. So it works like in the house, like I
Yeah.
used the PlayStation Portal.
It worked. How do you think I played Call of Duty at the time I was supposed to be playing with you guys from a location that required me to be in Atlanta for lunch? I did that through.
The Georgia
Steam
Tech
Deck.
football game you went to on a Saturday at 12 o'clock.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
How was the varsity?
Outside of the
You went
not
to the
being able
varsity?
to talk to you guys, but outside of varsity was good. I used their Wi-Fi.
Their Wi-Fi.
So
Project Greenlight. I'm glad I brought this up because we need to discuss this later. Is it more straightforward than the
Yeah.
whole registry fix and Linux crap that I was trying to get running?
you have to go into Linux and do an install. And I mean, so you need a
Okay.
keyboard and mouse, and you just copy paste some code and do the
See,
install. and
that
was
didn't
it.
work for me for the
And then you
streaming
log
thing, the
into
X-Files
your. Then you log in with your account, and then it pulls up a menu where it shows me all my Xboxes that has on the network, and there's two of them. One's the X, one's the S, and it says remote play standby, and I just click on it and then remote into it. And then there's a separate page where you can do the Game Pass cloud and gaming. I've tried that. It's not as good as the native Edge. It's like there's a bigger lag, so I don't use it for that. I just use it for the console one. So I just what I end up doing is just downloading the Game Pass games to my console and play that way. Because there's some games that play it fine, and there's some games that got weird, atrocious wait times.
Starfield's
So
one of those,
I
like
said,
you were
fuck with the
saying.
wait times. It was like 35 minutes, and I was like, "Fuck this!" And after that, I looked online to do a remote play app, and I just did Project.
Was that at
Greenlight,
launch,
and
or was that
and I
recently
go
that
right-
you had the 35-minute wait? Okay.
That was towards launch. It might be different now because I think that's when they had around that 10 million concurrent players when they probably had a lot of people playing at the time. So, because it's like there's some games that are like that. There's some games like 5 minutes, some instant, and it just all depends on how popular the game is. I just remember I didn't feel like fiddling with it, so I was like, but yeah, it works. It works in the house. It works away from the house. Just like
Project
the new
Greenlight.
PSP that brand doesn't have yet.
Brent, you have all the other PSPs. Here's one in a neoprene case. I guess friend of the show Jeremy's not here yet. Friend of the show Jeremy recently acquired a PSP 1000 and a couple of good games for it. Highlights being Daxter and Lumines, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then he was provided a copy by someone on the show of Wipeout Pure and Twisted Metal Head On. Another launch title.
Apply directly to the forehead.
You can. Where does that come from?
A tough acting to that.
Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Head
Was that
on.
part of the
Apply directly
marketing?
to the forehead. Yeah. No. You don't
Yeah.
remember that stupid like headache stick that looked like a giant chapstick thing?
Yes, like a rollerball thing, like a.
Yeah. I think it
It
is
is
called
Head
Head On,
On.
isn't it? It's just Head On. I think
It was called Head On.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Brant, where were you in 2005 when the shit came out, man? You could have tied that in.
I was playing the hell out of it.
That was before influencers and stuff, right? As you sip out of your Stanley Cup.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit! Stop that fucking shit, man. I had to go pick up Renee's Xbox from Target and sat there for like an extra 45 minutes because they had Stanley Cup.
The
being on
Starbucks
fucking little
Starbucks
way.
one? I just read an article on NPR today about the
No.
Stanley Cups.
I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about. There was a time I had
Yeah.
to pick up something for Renee, and I was waiting in the layaway line. It was like right at Christmas time, and I was sitting there for like almost an hour to pick up this order. And it was like, because 45 people was like, oh, those Stanley Cups for sale. Oh, those Stanley Cups for sale. Oh, those Stanley Cups
And-
for sale. I was like, oh my god, go away from the left.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're not talking about the hockey championship trophy, Lord Stanley's Cup. We're talking about Stanley, a construction company that makes thermoses and things like that. That for some reason has this viral cup. Was it $45, $50?
Like
I just-
80,
Brant, how
I
much
don't
did you
remember.
pay for yours?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I did not pay any. I do not have
the
one.
whole bit that everybody's like this thing blew up for is because on Twitter they were showing a video where somebody's car caught on fire, and they went back to get their Stanley Cup, and it still had ice in it. They're
And
like, "Oh, it's
then
too cold."
they bought them a
And that
car
shit-
to replace the burned out car.
Yeah. So I mean, which was genius.
That's
on
free
them, but-
marketing. So I just have to burn my house down, put some sort of shield around my PS5, be like, "Hey, this whole house burned down."
I just-
Sony, at Sony.
Because it's like the whole the whole bit was like, it's like, oh, I had to come back for my cup.
Still had ice.
Everything else was dead.
My dog's in there.
The whole house burnt. There's nothing left. Wait a minute. What's this? The PS5 works.
PS5 lives. There's not even any smoke in the fans. Torch my 2 terabyte drive. All right. Great intro. We're 30 minutes into this call. Let's get into the news. Why'd I do that? This comes from Eddie Mukuch.
Watch your language.
What'd you call me?
Eddie, I apologize. It's not a fucking family podcast. Get your fucking family out of our news. Eddie Makuch. It doesn't get any better. Eddie, we're doing you a disjustice, man. I'm sure
real highbrow humor.
Yeah, I'm sure it's Edward anyways. Edward McCooch from GameSpot.com. Yeah, there's no coming back from this one. He reports, Eddie does, in a world's first, 13-year-old kid beats, in quotes, Tetris. Tetris, one of the most popular and recognizable games of all time, has finally been beaten, in quotes again. The person to do it more than 30 years after the game's release, 13-year-old Willis Gibson from Oklahoma. I read the story on NPR, believe it or not. Gibson uploaded a video of his achievement to YouTube. That is a misquote because he streams on YouTube quite frequently. And it's quite a sight to behold. He is demonstrably overwhelmed with excitement and astonishment. That is an understatement. He is speechless and doesn't know what to say. He knew what he was trying to funnel towards, and it is a very emotional moment for this young man. I think it's very cool. Did y'all watch the video?
Yeah.
I sent this article, I sent the NPR article to a couple people. Oh my God, before saying, I can't feel my fingers. And I don't know why he doesn't, because he has a glove. Did you see his Tetris glove that he uses? I was like, man, that's awesome. He's got dedicated equipment. As you can see in the video, Willis reaches level 157. The video labels it as level 18, though. At this point, the game freezes. Willis reached the kill screen, which is the point at which Tetris is no longer playable because it was not designed to reach that level. I think Pac-Man is like the famous... Is it Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man that gets to level 256, and then that's its kill screen?
Wasn't that the whole bit for Ready Player One? Was that
was part of it?
To freeze to get
and then I went to a bar pub thing in Asheville, North Carolina, called Level 256. I was like, I immediately knew. I was like, that was the Leonardo. Hey, I know what this is. That was fun, man. We could. Never mind. You paid $10, you got a bracelet, and you played as much as you want, and you got to check out the games and play original games on original hardware, and it was pretty cool. And pinball.
It sounded cool.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Willis reached the kill screen, which is the point at which Tetris is no longer playable because it was not designed to reach that level. Technically speaking, Tetris is unbeatable because it would theoretically go on forever, but Willis is believed to have just set a world record. I know some people or some machines have made it, like they've broken. That's how we know that kill screen exists. And it's like 20 levels before that, you max out your score, like it's 999,999 for minutes at a time. His mother bought him a Retron console and a CRTV, and Willis plays about 20 hours of Tetris per week. We put in at least that amount of time on Warzone. How come we can't break Warzone? I'm ready to break Warzone. Warzone's broken me.
I just want back-to-backs, man. That's all I care
You did get a back-to-back. And Brant got a solos, and then rubbed it in our face as we sucked ass the whole rest.
I mean, until we get the Jordan one, we get like 6 of them. I mean, I know he didn't do them back-to-back.
Who did that?
I want the Jordan one.
Oh, Michael Jordan.
Oh, like Michael Jordan. He didn't do all 6 of them back to back, but I want a back to back 6.
Or Tom Brady.
Jordan style.
6 wins over 20-something years or 18 years.
With Tom Brady, I just remember that the NFC East owned them.
Shoot, we're more like the Falcons.
Careful, Brant. Careful, Brant. We're under new management. To be determined.
We're trying to be under new management.
Yeah, we fired that guy.
He sucked. Brant, who are you? Falcons news is invading you. I'm proud of you. Do you have some news for us? Do you want to talk about this?
No. I'm
You
good.
feel good about sports?
Shit.
I mean, they exist.
Sports
They
too.
exist. I play Blitz.
They
I play
exist.
NFL Blitz. Willis is also a professional Tetris competitor. It is one of the United States' most accomplished players. He placed third at the Classic Tetris World Championship in October 2023, and he's gearing up for another event in Waco, Texas. Later this month, Waco, known world-renowned Tetris headquarters, Waco, Texas. Willis has earned around $3,000 from competing in Tetris tournaments so far. I do not see this in this article. The most important part that I saw in the NPR article is he dedicated this win, like beating the game, to his dad, who he lost 11 months ago, I think I saw. And for a 13-year-old, that was at the bottom of the NPR article. For a 13-year-old boy, that's got to be brutal. So, hearts go out to him. But, fantastic job.
And then there was some news organization which you can find out yourself. I don't want to mention their name or the person that did it, but they came out and were talking about the story and about how excited he was, and it's like, well, he needs to go outside and do something meaningful, because that's not an accomplishment. That's not a good way to spend your life. That's not a milestone. That's not a well worth goal. It's like,
okay, screw them,
sure.
whoever that is, and let this young man have his moment in the sun, and let him go on. I was gonna say Letterman. That just aged me. Let him get the talk show circuit and interviews and magazines and news articles and everything else. This is a very, very cool thing. Did we ever mention this was the NES version of Tetris specifically? Okay, this is the NES
no,
version.
I don't think we did. But
Hey,
yes,
bravo to the mom for getting him a Retron and a CRT. That's the way to play. And I guess he found a way to hook it up and stream it at the same time. That's the way to go. Very good video. One of the people that I sent to, Weesh says, Tetris King. I sent him the article. But another person I sent it to, they were watching the video, and I watched them, like, they're real focused, like, waiting for the win. And I said, oh, wait. It's like 39 minutes in. You got to fast forward. You got to go a long ways in. Watch this video, even if you watch, like, 5 minutes or so. That is high-level Tetris. Those pieces are hauling ass by the end of it. Like, I have no clue. No wonder you needed the glove. Those pieces are moving, man.
There's like some technique where they like hit the back of the controller really quick in order to
the NES
help
controller
move the pieces and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's like when you can play on those levels where they move so freaking fast, you are literally like playing the game completely different than you would normally play the game.
Weesh says MJ's glove helped. Like the sparkly Tetris MJ glove.
Did you also get it as a pre-order for the game from the Ubisoft?
The Michael Jackson experience? Or do you mean, is there a Tetris
Moonwalker
by Ubisoft published at some point? Tetris Worlds? Was that a Ubisoft game?
They did. I think it was like
New Tetris?
New Tetris or something like that. Wasn't that one of their things?
Who made
I don't remember.
Tetris Worlds? For some reason, I want to say that's Ubisoft. That pack-in?
I think they made several around that time, I think.
Remember the
the
seasonal
license.
pack-in for the Xbox with Star Wars Clone Wars? No, it's not Ubisoft now that I'm starting to look it up. Tetris Worlds, Radical Entertainment, and THQ. THQ is who I had in mind. What about Ubisoft Tetris? It's in the game.
It's in the game.
Tetris Ultimate from Ubisoft. The world's most loved puzzle game arrives on next-gen consoles and is better than ever in Tetris Ultimate. What did that come out on? Tetris Ultimate is a puzzle video game developed by American studio Soma Play and published by Ubisoft. 3DS, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PlayStation Vita, and Microsoft Windows, my favorite gaming platform. In 2014, as of February 2019, Tetris Ultimate has been delisted on all platforms, and neither the game nor its DLC are available digitally.
I think I have it on. Did it come on
Get
PS3?
rid
I
of
think I
that
have it on
Tetris.
PS3.
Because of the release of Tetris Ultimate, Electronic Arts removed the PS3 and PlayStation Portable versions of Tetris from the PlayStation Store. I think that one's just called Tetris. Can we get the 3DS one off the eShop? No.
I went in that eShop the other day. It's fucking
You and I
nothing
both
in there.
wandered in there for some
Yeah.
reason. I turned on my 3DS, make sure it was good to go.
Well, remember I told you that I was looking at those games that had the disc rot issues or the cartridge rot. And so I think
Yeah.
Pokemon.
If you don't mind telling that same
Sapphire
story
or something
again.
like that. Yeah, so there's certain games that have what they call cartridge rot, and in that Persona game was one of them, and they reprinted it. And that one I know I can confirm happened to me because it was in the collector's edition box. I opened it up and pop it in there, and it reads nothing. And so I got lost in the Reddit forum, and I think the games that were confirmed to have what they call cartridge rot was that one, the first batch, because I bought the second batch when they did the VGP ones for the reprints, and that one works fine. I tested that one. Pokemon Sapphire, no, Omega Red and Blue Sapphire, and then Fire Emblem Fates. It also has the issue. So I was like, I had my copy of Pokemon Omega Red, and I was like, well, fuck it, let me just throw it in here. And the whole reason why I got to the store is because there's a patch for it, and so you can't even go in there and download the patch unless you did it before the store was delisted.
Even the patch is not downloadable?
So it's like it's not. You can't. Yeah, if you haven't downloaded before, so. So I luckily before they delisted the store, I went in and downloaded every patch or every game that was on there because I didn't know if I was going to buy it at some point. So I just had to go in there and find it and read.
So you had the patch. The patch was in your library of sorts. Okay.
Yeah. So I went in there to look at it, it's like straight shit, and there's nothing. It's just not even a thank you for playing. It's just fucking nothing in there. But yeah, I was in there just testing those games that have issues of dying. So
I had when I fired up my 3DS.
Yet another thing to worry about.
Oh.
What?
I was just saying, yet another.
When I fired up my
thing to worry
3DS,
about.
I had a suspended copy of Super Mario Brothers that I was playing. It's like, well, okay, I guess I was playing it on this thing too. And then when I had it powered up, I was like, this is a pretty good version of Super Mario Brothers. It's not bad. I was thinking about Urban Champion, the 3D version, but I never bought it, so I could never get a legitimate version of that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I bought it. I think I went through that phase and bought all those like Nintendo ones.
I know I bought the Kirby one because I love Kirby's Adventure. I know I got the 3D version of that one.
I got too late in my my Japanese 3DS because I never got a chance to buy mini in there. So before they delisted the store, so because there was a whole bunch of shit in it.
Speaking of Japanese 3DSs, I saw one on eBay today, and they're much more affordable than ours.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or you guys knew this? Are they hackable in the same way if one were to?
How much?
Yeah.
How much are they going for on?
I saw a boxed
eBay,
one with 3 games, not like bottom barrel games, but like decent games. And did I say boxed? It was boxed with 3 copies. Yeah, and it was maybe 105 shipped max.
Yeah, it's way better. Because I seen somebody on I think for 150 on Etsy that's doing that. They're taking Japanese 3DSs and already hacking for you, and then it comes with 50 games or something like that on a memory card or something like that around that price, 150 or 175. So I followed them on Etsy because I was looking at it. They have a whole bunch of different versions of it. So I was like, I'll look at it later. It's not hard to hack them though, but
I'm also lazy. Maybe send us that link later. I know Boosh is interested in some old Pokemon games potentially.
Yeah, I think the ones that she was selling had all the Pokemon in there.
That would have been key. Yeah, that would have been key. I ended up on this page. I guess we'll go there. It's not quite games acquired, but I was listening to a podcast and they were doing a review show. So I would like to do this one day. I would like to steal part of this format. They pick their former EGM writers and editors. So they'll pick an issue of Electronics Game Monthly. Is that what that was? And Ms. Boosh is in the chat. They say, I'm here. I was told there would be free pizza. What is their pizza?
Not yet. You gotta stay to the end.
You have to stay all the way to the end? I wouldn't wish that on anybody, nor get them pizza.
Yeah. That's why we never supply the pizza. We never do.
So they're reading these reviews. They leave out the game. So EGM was famous for blank fans rejoice. So it might be like RPG or strategy or platforming. And they read the review and they leave out important details like, this is the best platformer for Genesis since blank. The sense of speed, the graphics, the sound, everything is better than blank. Gaming Kitty. So, and then they do a quiz thing based off of that. But the answer was Xevious 3D. And I was like, what the hell is Xevious 3D? I love Xevious. And that is a PlayStation game. And if you get the US version, it's like $100. And when I searched for that on eBay, I found Xevious 3D, Einhander is German. Einhander. Omega Boost. And there was 2 other, it was 5 total games. Japanese PS1. And it was less than the price of the US version of that one Xevious 3D. I almost sent it to y'all because I was like, Cesar's time. I'm going to join you in learning Japanese. It's time. I'm overpaying for this shit. There just don't seem to be that many expensive games. Like, the games that are so expensive over here are not in the same category whatsoever overseas.
I mean, I think their print runs were higher over there. That's probably why.
Or more people kept them. They kept them in circulation, maybe.
And there's more, there's less demand on that kind of stuff. I mean, it's cheaper for you to just go over there and just buy stuff in the shop, probably.
Go on. Cesar, you sound like you have something in mind.
No, I mean, that's...
Listen, I just want to play Xevious 3D on the original PlayStation. It apparently was panned in that magazine. Like, the reviews were just kind of so-so. But it's nobody talks about it, and I love Xevious. I had no clue there was a Xevious 3D. The Jaw?
I don't.
For PS1, do you have a copy,
not.
Cesar? It's expensive.
Looking.
I've never heard of it.
Because otherwise, I got that.
I thought Brent said, "Oh yeah," and was reaching for his copy.
This Days Gone 3D.
These are my 3D glasses. No, Brent, those are your regular glasses. You're just looking cross-eyed at us now. Someone tell us about Shigeru Miyamoto's retirement. I cannot believe we are dragging out the news like we are. This is a good episode. Unlike our other one.
So, Miyamoto has been asked a few times about his retirement. He has been asked recently since
Don't
he is
worry
now
about it. Don't worry about it.
at the age of 71. He is now around retirement age for average employee of somebody over in Japan, I guess. I know, right?
Yeah, but I mean, freaking Miyazaki just celebrated 82 years old or something like that. That dude's still 83. He just turned 83 2 days ago. Yeah, and he's still going. He's already doing his next movie.
I thought this was his last movie.
I
thought his last movie was his last movie.
He retired in 2013, and then he came
Have you seen this, The Boy and the Heron? Is that the name of it? I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but good. I've heard a lot about it.
I went to the movie theaters.
You enjoyed it, Cesar?
I did. It's probably one of his more personal ones because it's not based off a book, and he uses a lot of aspects of his personal life. So you see some aspects in there like World War II and dealing with because I think in Japan it's Kimitachi wa Ikiru. It's something else. It's like how do you live your life is what they call it in Japan.
Why do we get The Boy and the Heron? Or it's something like that. I might be misquoting it.
It's because it's marketability probably because I mean there's a boy and a heron in there, but it's like it's just dealing with a kid who in World War II they get bombed out by the Americans and his mother dies in a hospital, and so his dad later remarries his aunt, which is his mother's sister, and then they move in with her and they're building like these little warplanes for the Japanese fighters, and he ends up seeing a heron that come down, and and they keep telling him his mother is still alive. And so they pull him into this tower where he sees like these different worlds and a chance to see and find his mother.
Oh.
So it's like, it's pretty good. Because he never got a chance to say goodbye to her.
Yeah.
So it was like, he ran to the hospital. It was burning down. And he
was it dubbed or did you watch it natively?
I saw it subbed, but the dub is pretty good. They got a lot of big...
I mean, Ghibli films have been doing that for what, 20 years now? 30 years? Thankfully.
trying to remember who was in the dub. They had some big people in there because I think.
Oh yeah, it was Robert Pattinson and like Christian.
Is there anybody
Bale
besides
and-
Batman
Yeah.
actor that played in this movie, Brant? Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Michael Keaton. It's an ensemble cast. You wouldn't understand. The AI version of Adam West.
I mean, you bring.
You just named Batman.
Damn, it's too soon. Too soon, man.
Too soon.
Uh,
David Conroy.
Oh, Brant.
yeah, give him a chan. You were close up. Mark Hamill's in there, Florence Pugh, William Dafoe,
Batman adjacent.
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe.
William Dafoe, Dave Bautista.
Brant only names Batman. Oh, it was fantastic. I want to see it. I really want to see it. Is it one the kids would enjoy?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's a part in there where it's like when you go into the towers, like I don't want to give the whole story away, so you'll see there's some different aspects in there from this tower, and there's like different ecosystems, and that part's interesting. The whole overall story can be kind of confusing, so it's like I had to go look online where they said a lot of it because it wasn't based off a book or anything. This is one of the ones he didn't do. He based a lot of it of his experience in life and how he was told to go one way and go the other one, and he kind of retranslated in that movie, and it makes sense that way. So it may take a couple watchings to look at it and get everything in there, but the overall arch is very sci-fi-esque. It has like aliens in there and stuff like that. It's but it's not like the Crystal Skull bad with aliens. So
I hate the Crystal Skull part. It's mostly just the.
I was cool until we got to the aliens.
I mean, that was
stuff
okay.
like that.
It was like the monkey swinging with the vines and such. Have y'all seen the new Indiana Jones?
Yeah, I'm not a big.
I haven't either.
Not yet.
And we're gonna see footage of the new Indiana Jones game in a couple weeks. 10 minutes worth.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
That is something I really want to see. I've heard mixed things about the new movie, so
I kind of want to go in. I've also heard mix. I kind of want to just go in and just watch it.
give it a shot. Yeah.
Give it a go, and then like maybe watch it with my brother. Maybe watch it with y'all. That'd be fun. And then true Indiana Jones fans, like outside of people who share the same opinions about the lore of Indiana Jones that I do.
Oh man,
I love Last Crusade.
Oh yeah, easily.
Argument can be made for Raiders in certain regards.
Most people will still make that argument for Raiders and dismiss what you say.
I don't know. It's Last Crusade. It's Raiders. It's Raiders. Temple of Doom is third, and Crystal Skull is fourth. We're all okay with this ranking, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still like even like there's so many good spots in like X marks a spot.
The book, the lady's
one,
like stamping the books in the library. She looks at her stamp.
She's looking at the stamp. Yeah, that was a good one.
Elsa.
Because what did Indy say? He's like X never marks a spot, and he goes, X marks a spot. That or the River Phoenix one where it's like everybody's lost but me. I was like, that means you're lost.
Got the River Phoenix part. You lost today, kid. That doesn't mean you have to like it. He's after that dude 30 years later.
Belongs in a museum.
So do you. Oh.
You can tell I watched the movie too many times. I had to think about it.
I could see that same transition. Like he puts the hat on young Indy on River Phoenix, and he like looks up, and there's Indy looking up. Yeah, in the rain. He's got that grin. Like you see this grin come across Harrison Ford's face. He's like,
yeah. Oh
man, here we go. I'm still after this Cross of Coronado.
You gave Marcus a
Maybe that's why. Is that why Temple of Doom isn't up there? This is no Marcus Brody. It's a Marcus Brody-less film.
So what was his name?
No, he's not. Salah's in the best Indiana Jones films. He's in the new one.
He's in the new one too. So
we named the dog Indiana.
Junior.
Holy shit! This turned into the Indiana Jones episode, and that will be in the Xbox Developer Direct soon.
Yeah.
I mentioned
next week,
the 12th or something like that.
I mentioned Wolfenstein as one of my favorite
week.
games last year. Wolfenstein: The New Order, and I trust anything Machine Games is going to do with that franchise.
Oof. You almost had me thinking of Bush, like I'm a machine.
Same thing.
Put her on the wrist.
They're gonna make a Guitar Hero. It's just a Bush Guitar Hero, made by Machine Games, Machine Head Games.
Is Weech gonna play it on stream?
Yeah. As
Weech
he was
plays
checking out
Bush.
my PSP library the other day, he was like, "Oh, they made a Guitar Hero for the PSP." I was like, "It's surprisingly good." Same thing with the 2DS
Oh,
one.
Unplugged?
Not
Yeah.
2DS. It was the regular DS, wasn't it? Yeah, unplugged for PSP.
Yeah. With that even weird ass thing.
The little attachment.
Mm.
All right, Brant, let's finally make it through this Miyamoto story at some point.
So, speaking to The Guardian, Miyamoto was being interviewed, and the Nintendo director again discussed his future plans about retirement, saying, more so than retiring, I'm thinking about the day I fall over.
Damn.
Very
As one
macabre.
does.
He added, in this day and age, you have to think things in 5-year spans. So I think about who I can pass things on to in case something happens. I'm really thankful that there is so much energy around the things I have worked on. There's
That's such a different concept than like any of us could say, right? The things I've created.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much energy around these major franchises and zeitgeist of pop culture and gaming and movies and everything now.
these things have gone out into the world. They've been cultivated by others. Other people have been raising them, helping them to grow. So in a sense, I don't feel much ownership over them anymore. Of course, they note in this article that he joined out of college in 1977,
Damn.
best known for creating some of Nintendo's best-selling franchises, such as Super Mario, Donkey Kong, Legends of Zelda, F-Zero, Pikmin, Star Fox. In recent years, he's kind of stepped away from his hands-on game development, co-producing the Super Mario Bros. Movie, along with the Illumination founder,
Chris On.
Chris
we gotta
On.
mention
That
Chris
was,
On in every single one of
Chris
these
On.
directs.
And also overseeing the the Super Nintendo World theme park attractions.
Which are also highly successful. What does he got?
Oh man, some people.
What does he got left to do?
I don't know. I mean, it's got to be something to think about where you started and to see everything you've created grown to this point, and now you're not only known nationwide in your country, you're known internationally, worldwide. Everybody knows the things you've put your hands on, you've created, that you've guided, and then now they're even becoming bigger than you thought. Something that started out as a little conceptual drawing for
A toy company.
you know, Nintendo's first home entertainment console is now a millions and $1 million grossing
Before
movie.
that,
And
they have all these
you're
Popeye
continuing.
machines and radar scope machines that they have to adapt.
Oh,
Let's come up with,
yeah.
we're going to call this guy Jumpman to start with, and then what it turns into
All right.
from there. All right,
Hear me out.
Cesar, you have the floor.
Hear me out. Popeye goes in public domain next year,
Go on.
so we're gonna get a Popeye horror movie.
Popeye horror movie,
Yep.
or a game where Popeye fights Steamboat Willie Mickey
Yeah.
and murders him. Holy shit!
What do you think of people doing? Every time someone's like, I never see Popeye murder people. Public domain.
Popeye's the original One Punch Man?
Kind of is, right? Has anybody played that Popeye arcade game? Did y'all get that? I think it's on Arcade Archives.
I don't think so.
Now you talking about that one that came out last year? That looks
I
like
always
ball.
read about it. Did it come out last year? The Arcade Archives version?
There was like another badly reviewed Popeye game that came out recently.
That franchise is kind of gone. I don't know that my kids could name Popeye or Olive Oil or what's the baby's name?
Bruto.
So Bean? Is it
Uh-huh.
something Bean? Bane.
I just remember Homeboy in there that was like, I'll pay you next Tuesday if I can have a hamburger today.
Wimpy. His name's Wimpy.
Yeah.
And is it Brutus or Bruto? Is it the bad guy?
I don't know. They all started with B and then with O.
Public domain Popeye. My favorite lore. Are we gonna do some content with Popeye?
I promise you, as soon as it's January 1st, we're going to see a trailer for a horror film where Popeye going around murdering people and Olive Oil's helping
Brent,
him out.
you can finally stream as Popeye, the character. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're already there. Do it, Brent.
Mm.
Are there any other Popeye games?
I gotta get me spinach.
I mean, because what was it? Robin Williams made the movie, right?
Yeah.
So was there anything coming out around that time when he made
And
the
that
movie?
apparently was a good portrayal of Popeye. I've seen clips from it. I've never seen the whole thing.
Yeah. It's pretty funny, man. It's like he's in there. He's like, oh, shit. He's like, he cusses in there and everything when he jumps in the water. It's pretty good, yeah.
That sounds
I
like
wasn't
Robin
expecting.
Williams, though.
Yeah.
Renee says that would be awesome. Popeye murder Mickey. Wow. Renee. Okay, Renee.
He's on board for the
Public
Popeye,
domain cartoon
public domain.
battler. It's just a platforming battler like Smash Brothers.
We're in a time where people just get excited about what comes in public domain. I think
And
Superman's
who
coming
can kill
soon,
who in
so.
the public domain?
Mm-hmm.
So it says Popeye 1982, 1990.
1990 has to
There's
be
a
NES,
Popeye Rush for Spinach in 2005.
What was that on? Sounds like a flip phone game. Game Boy Advance?
Game Boy Advance, it looks like. Yeah.
Richard, go on YouTube. Richard,
Oh
go on
my
eBay.
God.
Start
I want to peruse
bidding
my
on these
collection and
games.
see how many Popeye games I own.
0.
Renee.
Popeye Beach Volleyball.
Yeah. Brought to you by the makers of Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. Just when you thought it was safe to go back to the beach. Renee says he's already seeing a poster of Horror Mickey. I think that's been around for a minute. The Steamboat Willie Horror Mickey.
Yeah.
There was another one too, right? Wasn't there another horror? Winnie the Pooh, that's
For
what
Winnie
it
the
was.
Pooh.
Well done, Brant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. that's
Blood
what it
and
was.
Honey.
All right, the Xbox is coming to the kitchen. Someone tell me what that is.
It's exactly that. It's a brand new to go with that tiny little Xbox Series X mini fridge that you have. This is the Series S toaster. It doesn't have a date. So I'm not exactly sure when it will be coming out, but it will be available via Walmart with a retail price of $39.99 US. Achievement unlocked. Optimal carb experience, reads the device manufacturer description. This appliance will take your kitchen countertop to the next level. The shade selector dial lets you toast your bread, English muffins, frozen waffles, and bagels exactly how you like them every time.
Yeah.
Everywhere from lightly toasted to dark. You know, kind of like how a toaster should. There's really not much else to go on. It says that there's a countdown timer, a 6 shade setting for your toast, and the toaster will put the Xbox logo on whatever you're toasting. So really, it's just another little novelty. I think I saw this pop up last week on formerly Twitter by Wario, and it's just kind of those "what the hell is this" moments. But hell, if you're that much of an Xbox fan and you need an Xbox toaster, let's hope this works better than the aforementioned fridge, because apparently that thing did not.
And they even made two
really
versions
do
of it,
much.
if I remember right. Like there's two separate.
There's
yeah,
a
but
better version.
They
yeah.
both kind of
There's a-
garbage though, aren't they?
Yeah, one's is bigger than the
Renee
other, I
says
think.
boo for the toaster in the chat.
Yeah, he's very sour on anything
Damn,
Series
Renee.
S related.
No, Renee's a big proponent of look, Renee's funny because he was Nintendo all his life and he's abandoned Nintendo because he does not like the Switch. And then he went to Xboxes and he's always been the big Xbox person. And he get Renee talking about Xbox. He'll talk about how much they've let him down the last almost 10 years. So
That's a fair assessment, probably since Xbox One.
So he's a big Xbox fan. He wants them to do well, and
We all do.
Bludgeon it up. So
I got high hopes for this Indiana Jones game. I want to see some fruition of all these studios they've been buying the past, 10 years? Like Renee was saying. It's been forever.
Yeah.
But say maybe Bethesda will actually push out a good game.
Without a queue? Without a 30-minute queue?
Yeah.
Shoot. Starfield kind of flubbed. Arcane's
Redfall was a joke.
Redfall was horribly received.
I need to go back to Redfall because they went through and patched the shit out of it.
I'm about to say,
people that have played it and enjoy it. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. We all got Game Pass. Give it a shot. Let's go.
I bought it here.
You have a physical copy of Redfall.
Oh yeah, I bought it.
What does that consist of?
Let's say there's probably nothing on that disc. It is a coaster.
Ooh. Bought me a $5 box.
Fancy coaster. It's a code in a box.
I think that one was kind of similar to Halo, right?
Also like Brent. I also bought this.
Persona Trace.
No, I have not bought that yet.
For the audio listeners, what you got? What you got there, Cesar?
Oh, actually, no. I have that coming. It just hasn't
came in there.
come in.
Because my other one came in too.
What are they?
Neither
I
of
don't
them have
know.
come in.
Yep. Persona 3
They need to come in.
Portable.
Which is the
Persona
PSP
3
version
portable.
of Persona 3? Okay.
Yes, because we're getting the remake in like less than 2 months.
It's getting on as fast. 2024 fast approaches.
Yeah. Let me some Persona, man. Persona 3 is gonna be rocking and locking.
I'll say next month. Yeah,
I started that one on
comes
PS2.
out.
That was the gun one, right? You launch your Persona with a gun and a specific.
Mhm.
That was
By
Yes.
yeah.
pew pewing.
The theme of that game was like death. That was the theme of that game. So that was the whole concept.
Cesar, is there any chance it's coming to Xbox Game Pass soon?
No chance whatsoever. It did not hit the dart on the dartboard. So
You tried. You and Phil.
Yep. Maybe.
He negotiated with
And
Phil
lost
for
at
a very
darts?
long time.
Well, yeah, maybe
it was a no-go.
Yeah, we'll see what happens next month. Let's see. Coming to Xbox Game Pass.
In lieu of the game you requested.
In lieu of the game that I'm requesting, that may or may not come. Just all depends on if the cards play out. Brent's favorite part of the show, available today, is Close to the Sun, which I played on PS4, which is if you like BioShock, it's basically like BioShock.
The art style looks similar.
So it's a first person 1920-esque horror game where you explore a ruined area and try to piece together a story while she looks for her sister. So if you like a low budget version of BioShock, then Close to the Sun.
Low budget BioShock.
Close to your heart. Yeah.
Put that on the box art.
I mean, I don't want to say. Yeah, that's kind of insulting for the people making. I'm sorry. All right, coming soon, which is doesn't matter because this was January 4th. It's already there. It's Hell Let Loose. Squad up, take the battlefields of World War II. Sounds like a you and Russell game. An ever-expanding hardcore first-person shooter experience at Hell Let Loose.
I thought this was a VR franchise. I'm thinking of something else.
Join other players online in epic 100-player battles.
Sounds like Mag.
Player battles. That's pretty fun.
Is this Mag 2?
Yeah, taking place across a huge two-scale maps. We're working as a team is a matter of life or death, and the right or wrong decisions can turn into the tide of battle. We'll see you on the front lines.
Let's try this. Let's try this one out.
Okay. I mean, I've been. Yep. I'm not gonna daddle. But then we have the last version of Assassin's Creed Valhalla before the Mirage came out, which is the Viking one. It's now playable on Game Pass, which I think all three of them are now of this last current.
What is
gen,
that? Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla.
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 Yeah, which is this one here, which is the heavy RPG one, hour sync ones that I played Origins because it was only like 35 hours, but when Odyssey came out and it was like 200 hours to experience the whole game, I think friend of the show Michael went through it all.
100 plus.
Took me out the game. Yeah, and he enjoyed the hell of it, but I just
This content's so great.
I'm sorry.
Like, I don't know about that, dude.
There's a lot of grinding, man, and I'm sure
Grind.
somebody will come in there like, no,
You're playing it wrong.
My Japanese.
Oh, I was about to say, show us.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. I'm gonna stream it.
Please do.
Baketsu.
Damu.
Damu. Damu. Dameda. Damu. All right. Figment, which came out today. It's an action adventure game that invites you to explore a unique, surreal universe filled with music, humor, and multi-layered narrative. Join Dusty, which is a non-original name ever, unless it's a Western game, and his ever-optimistic friend Piper.
These are like Kongs, Dusty Kong and Piper Kong.
Yeah, that are like some kind of Swedish.
Or wrestlers. Those are both wrestler names, aren't they? Dusty Rhodes and Rowdy Piper.
Dusty Rhodes. Yep. Different sides of the mind seeking to destroy courage has been lost. And then Richard's soon-to-be game of the year.
I haven't played 1 through 3, so I don't know the lore.
EA's return to the true form of baseball that nobody else can make. Super Mega Baseball 4 is coming soon to PC Game Pass and Ultimate via EA Play. So grab your glove and your bat. It's time to go to yard with the best to ever play the game. Hit, pitch, throw, and slide into home plate.
Slide.
With a serious signature combination of arcade-inspired style and immersive gameplay depth. If only they would have called RBI. All right, We Happy Few.
Low budget Bioshock.
Low budget.
This is the low budget Bioshock
genre. Mixed with some secret neighbor in there, but making a return to Game Pass library from Compulsion Games. Set in a drug-fueled retro futuristic city in alternative 1960s England. I was hoping that Austin Powers would be there, but apparently he's not. We Happy Few is an action-adventure game in which you hide, fight, and confirm your way out of an illusional joy-obsessed world. Resident Evil 2, which we all know and love. It's a big one. Big hit. Yep. Those Who Remain, which I think I've played, which is also maybe...
Bioshock. Low budget Bioshock.
Bioshock adjacent. Yeah. It's like a first-person... walk around and you're trying to find the horror thing, because I've got this on PlayStation.
If you like a AA immersive sim along the veins of Ken Levine's products,
it wasn't that bad. I just never finished it. As the lights go, I think if we look back in the podcast episodes, I think I've talked about this. It's very familiar after something I played probably right in the very beginning when we started. As the lights go out, the embers of darkness are stoked in the sleepy town of Dormont. Confront uncomfortable horrors, keep your sanity in check, and survive the night in this story-driven first-person psychological thriller. All right, we're getting to Brant's meat and potatoes of the show. DLC game updates.
No updates.
Dead by Daylight Chucky, available now. Game Pass members save 10% on this purchase. Meet your best new friend to the end. Dead by Daylight Chucky brings an iconic horror legend to the fog with a new killer, the good guy Chucky. Purchasing this add-on unlocks an exclusive charm good guys box. Want to play? I used to have one of those dolls from the 80s, and I remember after watching Child's Play, I put it in the drawer and never touched it again.
Damn.
I forgot what they called them, but it looked like a good guy's doll. It looked just like them, man. When they made that horror movie, they based it off that toy, man.
What was it? But, what was the name of the toy? It wasn't Chucky something?
No, it was Chucky Jason, man.
Chucky Jason.
It looked just like
same red hair and crazy wild eyes, and
it was. I gotta. It's gonna take too long for me to find it, but I did have something that was adjacent to it. I remember that robbing my sleep because I remember I was in Houston. I was like 3 years old.
Low budget Chucky.
Yeah, made by probably Oshkosh, but
some beloved childhood
Hello Neighbor
maker.
Yeah. Hello Neighbor 2 anniversary update. Also had a Teddy Ruxpin too. All right, outside of that, available now to celebrate the recent. I don't know why that popped in my head.
It's one of my nightmares.
Recent anniversary Hello Neighbor 2. There is a new free update to check out. I remember watching the cartoon as well. It wasn't that bad. Visit the whole new area, the forest located in the outskirts of Ravenbrook. Explore the church and adjoining graveyards, only renowned landmark and popular destination.
Are we sticking with the Teddy Ruxpin lore in the middle of the story? Want it.
Absolutely. Now banned in nearly where recent reports of a strange cloak. I have the tape still. Figure a scene lurking through the woods are probably completely unfounded as he brave.
One at summer camp ran out of batteries, and I thought I was dying.
They all sound like.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I was like, he's dying. No, Teddy Ruxpin.
Just see if these.
No, he's
playing
just
Beatles
possessed.
tapes backwards.
They have murdered babies on them. All right, Sea of Thieves season 10 available now. Continues Sea of Thieves season 10 continues with the arrival of a new way to sail. Enjoy playing safer seas mode at your own pace, alone or with a crew of friends, immersing yourself in
How's there been
adventures
10
without
seasons
interruption.
of that already? We were just playing the
I don't know. Man.
alpha.
There's rumors that it might be going
Was it
multi-platform.
Switch or PS5 they were talking about? Or both?
Nobody knows.
I think the rumor was, what was it, Steven Totelo? He said that he couldn't comment on it. He said at some point they looked at it, and he couldn't.
They looked at
He
it.
couldn't confirm if that was way back then, if they're still doing it, if it's still in the books. He just heard it from somebody that they looked at it. So, and he said it was a while back. So he said he just reported on like it was a thought at some point. It doesn't mean it could have been they like, yeah, we're not going to do it, and they gave up on it like a couple years back. You know. It was that and Hi-Fi Rush. Everybody's bitching about.
Man, put Hi-Fi Rush on everything.
I mean, it makes sense. To me, it makes sense. I mean, you get more people to like, hey, I'll play another Hi-Fi Rush. I'll get the next one on Xbox. It's on there first.
I know you did.
I did. It's good. All right. Ultimate Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Perks. Sea of Thieves Night Shine Parrot Pack. I don't know if I've ever used any of these.
This segment gets better and better.
Night Shine Parrot Jacket. Parrot Sails. Night Shine Parrot Figurehead. Parrot Hat. Night Shine Parrot Cutlass, as well as 10,000 gold to spend in game. Brent's favorite part of the show, leaving soon, January 5th. Grand Theft Auto 5.
I feel like it just came back.
15th.
It just came back.
It came on the PlayStation, I think.
It just
That's
got
what
dropped
it
into
is.
PlayStations.
They can't be at the both places at the same time. I think they had that little window from the 15th of December to January 5th. That Grand Theft Auto 5 was in both places at once. But
Great game.
You know the rules. You can't. Yeah. January 15th, you have Garden Story. You have MotoGP 22, Persona 4, and Persona 3 Portable. I guess
Those are two big ones.
If you play Persona 4 starting today and play nonstop, you might be able to get it done. Maybe. And that, as it says in this article, wraps everything up. This was brought to you by Xbox Wire from Megan Spur.
And not Major Nelson. He's gone.
Not Major Nelson. I think he's working
And not
somewhere else now, right?
Gooch.
Didn't he just get a new job?
Did he? I feel like I haven't seen that.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's working as an advisor for some company or something like that.
Major Nelson.
Because he was doing like those Amazon Marketplace
He had
deals where
affiliate
he was,
links
deals on there,
for
and they were,
Xbox controllers.
and people gave him shit for the PlayStation stuff like that. Yeah, they were like, "Why would you put a PS5 there?" It's
He's
like,
making money.
making money off affiliate.
He's got so many followers. Like, why wouldn't you?
Pay the bills.
I forgot where it said he was going, but it had said somewhere where he was going somewhere. I don't remember what it was, but we don't have to wait on me. We can continue to go.
Let's go into games played. I'm gonna start with a little games acquired. I'll do some show and tell. I've mentioned in the past couple episodes. All right, so I'm on a big NES kick, right? Original Nintendo. And I've mentioned there's a kind of a localish game store, and I'll pop in there. All this is spurred by Jeff Gersman's Rank the NES series that he's doing, where he plays every NES game in the library. He's doing so on a Mister, by the way. But as I see, I thought I had like a full grasp on this library. There's 677 games, I think. But I'm just discovering so much. Like, everybody knows Mario Brothers 3 and Kirby's Adventure and Tetris and Legend of Zelda, Contra. Like, these are household names for the NES, right? But he's going through these objectively for science, and it's his science. He's objectively ranking these. And as I watch these videos, he does like 5 or 6 a week. And I'll see some games that's like, there's pure trash on the NES. It's no different than the shovelware that would come to the Wii, the PS2, and whatever the most successful console is in that era. It seems like it draws garbage. And even though it had the Nintendo seal of quality, that means jack shit. So it still would get published and sold. So there's a game store that's local, and their prices are comparable to eBay's, and that's kind of all I really require, because I could just sit on my couch and order something, or I can go to a small local business and get something along the same lines. I don't mind paying them a little bit more here and there if I have to, but convenience is key also if you're getting these in mass. And I got a ton of NES games years and years ago. Like I said, I thought I had this library pretty nailed down. I even friend of the show Boosh helped me alphabetize them. I've never alphabetized them on my shelf. And I was like, I can do this, and I'll just fill in these spaces because I'll just get a flash card. I'll never buy more games for this system. I'm good. And then through this series, it's like, man, okay, that one's only like $5. This one's $8, and then it spirals from there.
Man,
what's that, Cesar?
Man,
I did not have Tiny Toons. That's a good ass video game, and I think I played that over the past. Probably before like our Game of the Year podcast and stuff like that. And it's very good. I want to go back to it. That is a good ass platformer, Tiny Toons Adventures. But this most recent haul, I guess where I'm getting at with the small video game store is they are now letting me in the back of the store, and I can now inspect cartridges as they come in. Like, hey, you're just looking for so and so and so and so. We probably don't have it out here. Just come back here. Like, I'm going behind the counter, like into the back stock, all that stuff. Like, are you sure? You want me to look from here, that sort of thing. It's like, nah, come, just look through whatever you want to. And I was like, okay, now there's like 200 back there now.
You've reached the inner circle.
I'm there, man. I'm in. Circle. He doesn't know my name, but we're good. We're good now. Basically, like nobody knows my name. So I grabbed a couple based off of things I've seen or not seen. Gersman recently played Spot, like Cool Spot, but it's like an
I like Cool
Spot is very good. It's like an Othello-based game where you turn over dots on the board. But in Spot, I don't have Spot. I'm doing a whole bit for Spot, but I don't have Spot. Spot like jumps over. There's these really cool animations where he jumps over the. So think of a 10 by 10 board, a grid maybe, and as you put dots down. If you put it next to an opponent's dot, it turns the color. And so in Spot, you're like jumping across, and it has all these animations and cool stuff. But it's kind of based off Othello, or Cesar's favorite Shakespearean work. And I realized when I got home, this is a game by Acclaim. Acclaim for our generation was synonymous with, this game sucks ass completely. And I bought... There's 2 Acclaim games in this stack that I got.
There's 2 names that you usually would see and know it's not going to be a good game, and that was Acclaim, especially the NES era. It was
LJN,
what was it? The LJN
with like the rainbow logo.
Was the one that was.
Those are some stinkers.
You saw that, you were like,
the other game acquired is 3D World Runner. And I have not played this one. This is another Acclaim title. And so imagine like the Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 had the bonus levels where you would like go across this pseudo 3D mapping and like try to pick up these dots and stuff. This is very similar to that on NES hardware. And it's very impressive. I haven't played it, but the video that I was watching, very impressive for what it was pulling off. Good platforming. You'd see a pit in front of you, and you'd have to scale across it, that sort of thing. I have not played this one yet. This is Capcom's Trojan. This was $10, as shown by the label. It looks like almost a mono-type artwork on there. It's not the usual Capcom Bizarro Mega Man style artwork. I haven't tried that one yet. It's like a left to right side scrolling platformer. I'm almost done, I promise. This might be snooze inducing for the younger individuals. This was $5. This is HAL Laboratories Rollerball. This is an extremely competent pinball game made by HAL Laboratories. I haven't done a ton of research, but I would imagine that Iwata had something to do with this title. He was kind of like HAL's guru programmer at the time, before taking on the bigger role with Nintendo and eventually being the president. And last but not least, the game I was actually hunting is Dragon Spirit: The New Legend. And this is a Namco vertical shooter akin to a Xevious or Blazing Lasers by Compile, or Gunneck by Compile, or what is our other one? There's one more. It's another Gunneck, something like that. Anyways, back in the day, so when I would get these NES cartridges in late 90s, early 2000s, I hated the stickers, right? And I'll see what you guys think about this. Like, that label shouldn't be on there. That's on my cartridge. And then there's also one on this backside here. But that's a sticker for Future Force Video from 18 West Burnside Avenue in the Bronx, New York. And this is it's got their phone number and everything. This is a rental sticker from a New York game company. So, like, what is the story behind... I'm not taking this off. What is the story behind where this came from?
Yeah.
There's almost ephemera is not the right term, but there's almost like a lore behind the story behind where this came from. Maybe that shop meant something to somebody at some point. And there's also...
It's like my... I believe it's my Jet Force
copy,
Gemini.
Right? Yeah.
It's a Blockbuster one. So, I mean, Blockbuster is gone. There's like one store in the U.S. So no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that off. I have fond memories
so cool,
of the Blockbuster.
But for collectors, like, that used to be. This was a blemish to this cartridge, but.
Oh yeah, that was the.
Yeah.
Like,
and when he showed me, he's like, "There's a label on it. I'm sorry." And there's one on the back too, and I was like, "I don't know. I think I'm gonna keep that. I think that's pretty cool because I can't buy a game from Future Force Video on West Burnside Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10453 zip code, if they still exist." And there's another one on the back that says VHS category, Nintendo games, Dragon Spirit. I played a little bit of this one. It is a simplistic vertical shooter, which for the NES is relieving to actually pop in something and play something you could beat in maybe a sitting and not agonize over or have to put a code in or leave your Nintendo turned on for days. The power-ups exhibit themselves like, so if you think of Blazing Lasers, like maybe you'll get, or Contra, you'll get a shotgun spray. So all of a sudden it sprays out wider. They exhibit themselves on Dragon Spirit as like extra dragon heads, or maybe you get 2 mini dragons to the side of you that are helping you shoot. It's awesome. If you like, or Superstar Soldier was the other game I'm trying to think of, Hudson Soft. If you like those type games, this is excellent. And you do not have to spend $15 at your local Nintendo retro game store. It is on Arcade Archives for PS4 and Switch for $7.99. And I haven't played that version specifically, but I highly recommend Dragon Spirit: The New Legend. It's so much fun, and it's good. When you play a game and it just has, whether it's new or old, within probably 5-8 minutes, like this is a well-made game. This is a good game. It may not be the greatest game of all time. It's not a shite game. But this is a well-crafted game. It may not be for me all the way through, but I could see where people would definitely enjoy this. On the PlayStation Portal front, I downloaded 2 RPGs. I'm getting cocky, fresh off my victory in Final Fantasy 16. I've got Final Fantasy 10 that I've started again. The only important note there is that on this show, I was playing on the Vita, my last playthrough attempt. And Cesar joked when I imported the Asia version, because it has both games on cart, you don't get 10 and then a download voucher for 10 too. Cesar was like, well, when you want to play it again or you want to play 10 2, you just play it on the Switch. And since then, I've bought this game on the new PSP, which didn't exist at the time, as well as the Steam Deck, which didn't exist at the time. So it's just funny to me. Games are changing all the time. How do I play this? When do I play this? You don't know. Like, I hadn't planned to eventually play this on this thing that streams from my PS5. There was no PS5 at the time. And it's fun how the times just change and things are not accessible, and it's fun when they are accessible, right? The other RPG I fired up is Rogue Galaxy, Factor 5's follow-up from Dragon Quest VIII for the PS2. Did you play any Rogue Galaxy, either of you guys? Starring Jaster Rogue.
Mm-mm.
It's an action RPG, but a little bit of turn-based stuff. Like, you can't just go in there swinging. Almost like Secret of Mana. Didn't Secret of Mana have an energy meter where you can't just, like, swing? He'll eventually get tired. Yeah.
Like a
Yep.
stamina thing.
Stamina.
Oh,
And
okay.
so Jaster will get tired. I died twice in the opening area. I was trying to brute force, like, I could do this. I guess Final Fantasy 16 brain, and it didn't work. Look up this game if y'all haven't checked it out. It's cell shaded. It's a PS2 game that you can play on PS4/5, which I've learned to really appreciate those that are available instead of the locked out PS3 games. Or I've mentioned before, you can't play Sly Cooper, you can't play the Ratchet and Clank games on because they're trying to stream to the PlayStation Portal. You can stream them on PS5 natively. It's just different. I wanted to go into an RPG that I missed out on, that I could go in blind. I'm essentially blind on this. And you start off, it's kind of tropey. You're a young man in a village and a beast attacks, and you're also longing to get off this desert area where you are. But the art style is really, really cool. The main character starts off, Jaster, he starts off riding this antelope looking thing, but it also has like a bone architecture on its head and stuff. It's got a really neat art style to it. If y'all haven't checked this one out, it's always like $8 to $10 on PS4 or PS5.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Level 5.
Yeah.
Dragon Quest 8.
This was their follow-up to that. It took 3 more years in Dragon Quest 8, I think it said, and like 50 more people. And I read that Sony and Level 5 were hoping this would like jump into the pantheon of like Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy, and it didn't take off at the time. I know a friend of the show, Terrence, is a fan because I found the strategy guide years ago on eBay, and I reached out to this eBay seller, and I was like, and they were close. I saw they were in Georgia, and I was like, is there any way maybe we could arrange to like pick this up, that sort of thing? And they reached back, I put my name in there, and they reached back out to me, and it's like, hey, I used to work with you at EB Games in Morrow, Georgia. I was like, holy hell, this is a small world. Yep. And Terrence and I think Cesar also is friends with him on both Xbox and PlayStation.
Yeah. He's been playing the shit out of
Is he really?
Ragnarok recently. Well, yeah, ever since they announced that new roguelike
Terrence
mode.
was a fantastic person and a fantastic employee. He single-handedly picked up Bully for PS2 as like the flag that we were going to fly for our store, and got all these pre-orders for Bully on PS2. He was a big proponent for that, and he was into niche RPGs like Cesar was. I think that was /is at that time for me. So I think that was like an influence on my taste and stuff I was exposed to and stuff like that at that time. We played some Warzone to various results. We also dipped back into Halo Infinite to various results. I'll let you guys, I've spoken enough. I'll let you guys touch on both of those experiences. I have nothing to add except disappointing second places on Warzone.
I mean, we got to win on Warzone before we did the Halo stuff. So Halos is no fun with that big team battle, man. It's like give or take. Sometimes you get a good match.
It's the
everybody's in a
vehicles,
fucking
right?
Scorpion.
Like we want to play. Don't give us this big team battle snipers. Okay, we probably wouldn't have picked snipers, but we'll have fun with it. And then you also.
I don't like snipers, but I have more fun with snipers because it was a great equalizer to anybody who did jump.
Because you could at least, that's a bad example. We would.
Snipers, I hate snipers because I'm not good at it, but I would rather play that all night long versus capture the flag when everybody in the opposite team. There's 2 Scorpions out and they're in Wasp, and we can't do anything because we're out vehicled at that point because as soon as we spawn.
So we streamed on like a Thursday or Friday, and Boosh was in the chat and he was like, "Well, is Halo back? Are we doing Halo? I got to update Halo." And I was like, yeah, we're having so much fun. It's great.
Yeah.
I think we got Brant to download it based off that. And after we played,
is it a friend of the show, Dale? He wasn't there for Saturday night.
He got on there Friday.
Made the difference.
He got on there Friday, but I think we were playing mostly 4v4. I don't think we played a whole lot of big team battle.
We did a couple. Yeah, we did a big team at the end, but at least we won those ones. I don't think we lost like one big team.
Is that what it was? Was it winning and losing was the difference? It was just the vehicles.
I mean, we didn't have to deal with the vehicle bullshit.
I mean, we still won some of those games on Saturday, but I mean, honestly, I did not have fun.
Win or lose, and you can go brutal. 1 and 10 in Halo especially with big team battle. You'll get some kills, you'll have some good pushes left and right. But when the vehicles are just mowing you down, like out of the sky, you just explode. That part is not fun. And it's like they haven't figured that part out yet.
I don't know, man. It's that or the bullshit hammers where I can kill you with a hammer from here. I can kill you, Richard, at your house when I just swing it down.
And I let y'all know, I feel like I played a
far.
couple rounds and I was like, hey guys, start swinging the hammers way earlier because they have some sort of mystical throw to them that just destroys.
Yeah.
And we were still having jankiness. Like, there was 2 or 3 matches we played where there was nothing but ambient sound. There was no music, no nothing.
Yeah. I mean, Warzone has that weird too-ness with the sound being off sometimes too. So I don't know, man. I think it's just some of this multiplayer stuff loading everything up.
They seem to have fixed some of the audio. Like when we played recently, it doesn't seem as muted as it was before.
But I mean, I haven't played damn Infinite in almost a year, almost a full year, and that whole like 2-3 hours we were on. I guess it was about 2. I saw the same 2 maps over and over, and then I saw like 2 of the newer maps finally, and then it was straight back to the old maps.
And I feel like Friday we had so much more variety, and then we talked everybody into playing Saturday, and it was like, okay, yep, this is what I remember from Halo Infinite. Sorry, Brant.
I mean, I think we need to be able to customize somehow, man. Host our own shit, man. Then we can make it better. The curated playlist is weird. I don't know.
And they just added shoddy snipes or something. Like I saw on the Twitter account, there's some new mode that was added.
Yeah.
Like today.
No, Richard, I'm not playing.
Let's go right now. Cut the episode short.
No. Because I mean, it was bad enough where I think a friend of the show, had like messaged me on Xbox like, you want to go a couple rounds of Warzone, and we did that till like 2 a.m. I had to get the bad taste of Halo.
I was done. We usually play late Saturday, right? All of us. So that starts touching on a good point. I was like, I'm not enjoying games. I'm not enjoying video games right now. And that seemed to be the consensus. But then you guys hit up some Warzone. Were y'all successful?
No. But I mean, Warzone, I always feel like you got a chance, man, because they put a lot of stuff in there where you can self-revive, and I mean, you do face some like people sometimes who just like, no matter what, they'll chase you down and shit. Like, I mean, God, leave me alone. I'm trying to get away from you, and like they're like, no, I'm hunting your ass down.
Thirsting.
You know? Some people
sweaty,
are just sweaty,
man.
It's
sweaty.
Yeah. Sweaty. Now, I thirst people like when I'm down, it's like I'm thirsting. Let them come to me. Y'all get them as they try to finish me off. But yeah. So I mean, I won't take this up for too long because I think the only thing I've really been playing, I've been playing a lot of Wild Arms.
I saw that.
I've seen you on that on PlayStation.
I got like almost 15 hours into it. I've beaten Wild Arms when it came out. I think I played it back in like 1999 when a couple years after it first came out. It was like one of the first games I bought on PlayStation. I've been through it. I never finished 2.
Sorry, it's a medical thing.
And then I never got far on 3. So I think 1, you start out, and I think what they have is like the tier for what they've always set on for Wild Arms is you start out as 3 characters, and you can choose each character how you start out with. I think you can choose Rudy, Jack, or Cecilia, and they all each have a different story, which leads them to integrate into a set story, which brings along
Who has the mouse?
Storyline.
Who has the mouse in the beginning? I remember that.
Handpan is Jack. So Jack starts off in like some ancient cave or something like that. Elwood cave, which I guess is like the equivalent of like elves in that timeline. They're like a sophisticated, highly smart race of people who are no longer around. So you got Phil Galliot's The World, and it's Western based. It's based off like Westerns. So it's like it's around that timeline, which I guess would be equivalent of the 1800s. So you have Rudy, which is which I think they call a dream chaser, who has a weapon called an arm, and he's like living in the town. He doesn't have family, and he's been keeping the fact that he has an arm, which is like a overpowerful weapon, hidden. So he ends up having to get like this antidote for somebody who's sick inside the village, and he ends up using his arm to beat the boss in there and exposes his secret to everybody. And then he ends up being shunned by the town because apparently the people who have what they call these weapons of arms is like less than 10% of the population. A lot of people fear and don't understand it. So after he's forced out of the town and told to leave, and told to leave, he ends up to auto-hide. And then from that point, you can switch to different characters. So you get up to the save parrot, and you're like, all right, change character. So after that, I chose Jack, who is in this LU temple searching for power with his friend Hampan, which is like a monster-like character he met along the way. And so who can retrieve items because each one of them has bits that can interact with the outside world. And I think Rudy's is like a bomb, and his is like the mouse. He can reach out and grab stuff. He was looking for power in this temple, and then they were told to go further south. He didn't find what he was looking for. I think he got fast draw, which was like his secret techniques, which is like his version of magic. And then he goes into the Adelheid. And then you pick up a Cecilia, who's in the Abbey, who's learning magic, and you get that she has the name of Adelheid, which is after the city, and you find out that she's a princess. And so you learn that she was sent there as a child to be raised as a summoner or mage. By the order of the king. He's been there since she was a child, and then she finally graduated and was supposed to return back to the capital. So she ends up going back to the capital, and that's the point where all three of them converge. And so you have this whole bit where you run into Emma, which is a professor who's has some people in the cave that got trapped, and so she asks all three of them to team up and go and save these people in the cave, and then you end up unearthing what they call as a golem, which is a lost technology from an old time. So the thing about this game is like you don't really give a lot of backstory. You have to search for it. So there's like in the Abbey, there's a lot of books on bookshelves, and if you read it, they kind of give you glimpses of what the past was. So like you don't really need it to kind of play the game, but it gives you more greater details. Like at some point, you have these spirits called guardians, which Cecilia can talk to, who was in a war with monsters, I think about 1,000 years ago, and they were able to seal a monster called Mother with these three statues. And so these guardians are talking to Cecilia that the mother is about to be revived again, and so they're asking for her help. And so as they go and they get the golem out, they want to experience the fair, which is kind of like Chrono Trigger-esque. They had this fair where they show these golems that they collected over the year. And then lo and behold, these monsters attack, which they call the Quarter Knights, which is 4 of them get it quarter. But they attack, and they look for Herb. She's got like a tear. I forgot what the name of it that Cecile carries is full of magic that she can use to speak to the guardians, and they need that to awaken Mother. So they threaten the people of that capital. Like if she gave them the tear, she'll say they will leave the capital alone and won't kill everybody. So she gives them the tear, and they take it. And this starts on this whole journey of them, like the guardians is trying to get them like, all right, you need to protect these 3 statues because the 3 statues are broken. It breaks the seal on Mother, and she's revived. And then these characters go throughout the world, and they get to different areas where they always seem to be a step behind because each statue eventually gets broken. And lo and behold, Mother is revived. And then it goes in this whole backstory that Mother was a monster that came from another planet in space. It just happened to land in their world. And the Quarter Knights, which are like her children, thought they were just like, all right, so we're just going to live here now, right? This is what we're doing. We're just taking over this world. And she's like, nah, I just like chaos. I just want to kill everybody here and then move on to the next
Kind of Genova-esque,
so
right?
That's her
from Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I mean, she just wants to murder everybody there, and she's just a planet destroyer. She goes, kills a planet, goes to the next planet. That's all she does. And she was like, she's going to kill all her children on the way out. She's like, don't worry, you're going to have a front row seat to me. You'll become my food as well. So she's a real
not a
crazy
good way to go
type villain as character. And so after that, the 3 protagonists, they go and search for a way to. They find out that she's in like Antarctica, like their North Pole, where she's at, and so they're trying to go around and find a way to get where they're going and locate it after that and get to her. So, and that's where I'm at right now because I'm at the halfway point. So I'm at the point where I'm starting to awaken other golems because in the past that they used the golems to fight the monsters, and right now they're inactive. So I'm going through and trying to find the golems, and some of them are already captured and turned evil. So at this point, I'm going around trying to find the golems, and they already lost contact with the guardians because once the statues broke, the guardians disappeared. But you can still summon them as characters, and they're like summons from like the Final Fantasy series. They summon these big giant monsters and they do big attacks. That's pretty much all they do right now. So, but the battle system was like it's one of those. It's a really archaic 3D, so it's really blocky. I do think they got a good handle on the filters now because it doesn't look that bad on a high definition TV now. But what they got on there, I mean, I don't think anything will beat a tube TV for those. But what they got on there, it's fine for what it looks like. It doesn't make it look weird to the eyes, where some of those games sometimes do look. And the battle system is it's like an ATB base, so it's like the Final Fantasy VI at the time. I mean, it was a step up from like those 2D RPGs. So because you had an overworld map, You can walk anywhere, but it was like fully in 3D type of thing compared to what you went from the Super Nintendo, which was 2D at the time. So I mean, it might have blown your mind out there too, to that aspect. But I mean, because it was different. It felt like a step in a newer direction. But I mean, if you compared it to like the late games in Final Fantasy, like later on in that PlayStation RPG library, would
right?
be like,
and people say the same about
really
Beyond the Beyond.
old.
Is that one as bad as the Camelot game?
Beyond the Beyond was made by the Shining Force team. So yeah, which is Camelot, like you said, but I think it was the ones that done the Shining Force. So it's like a spiritual successor to Shining Force. So it looks like Shining Force.
Golden Sun too, right?
Golden Age, Golden Sun, yeah. Type S thing. So I mean, I don't know, man. I liked Beyond the Beyond when it came out. I was just comparing it to the later years of the catalog of the PlayStation. It didn't age well.
Yeah.
That whole generation span. But I think it aged better as people go back and look at RPGs.
Wild Arms was one of Russell and I's first PlayStation RPGs, and that intro was like second to none. That anime intro with the whistling.
Yeah, the
it's so good.
Music's good, man. The Out of High music, man, I still remember that in there. It's got a good track on that one too. There's a lot of towns in there that have good.
And that one's on the PlayStation Classic, isn't it? Didn't Wild Arms make it on there? Yeah,
I think so. I mean, it's part of the. It's part of the PlayStation Essentials bullshit, whatever. Or you can purchase it, or if you have a license, you can get it. Yeah, so because I think Wild Arms 1, 2, and 3 are on there. If you wanted to play Alter Code F, if you have other means to play it, since it's not a PS2 playable version of it on there yet, that's a remake of the first game where they added some of the characters like Emma and Calamity
Alter
Jane
Code
in there.
F. Yeah.
Like these little which these other side characters that you interact with in that game that pretty big. They made them playable characters in Alter Code F. That's the biggest difference. But it's essentially a remake of the first game with some additional characters, and Emma and Jane were added into the main party in those games. But I mean, that was essentially just a remake of the first game. So, which is weird because Sony has that license. I don't know why they haven't just dropped that on those classics, but it's neither here nor
Bring them
there.
to us so we can play them on PSP.
But yeah. Yep. So yeah, that was pretty much it for me. I mean, I played some another Code, the demo, because
the demo is out. Yeah.
But I haven't played that much of it. Yeah. I haven't played that much of it, but I mean, it does a pretty good job of recreating the 3DS one, because I think the big driver for the 3DS one that I've noticed is they use the stylus to kind of look around this full 3D environment, which was pretty cool at the time on the 3DS. I find it a little bit clunky on the Switch because it has that same aspect, but it's me doing like inverted controls on the analog sticks to like kind of look at the right direction, and so it does take a second to get adjusted to it, but it does a pretty good job of using the engine from the Wii game and importing it and remaking it new into from the.
Can you map those
DS
touch
game
controls
there,
to the other stick or anything, or L and R maybe? Okay.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet. So I mean, that's just a demo. I was just trying to go through quickly because I think the full game comes out in like 10 days or something like that. So it's one of those ones I bought because I'm a huge fan of Trace Memory, because I think I sat there and beat it in one sitting when it came out on DS.
I've got that one. I've got that one pre-ordered too, because I know you and a friend of the show, Michael, are huge fans of the series.
Yeah, and I always loved another Code R, so which we never got when Nintendo was going in that weird phase.
Localizing. Why do we get hosed on the Wii generation of localizations? Like we turned into the Europe of other generations.
It's like they. Yeah, because in Europe was the U.S. one, remember? Because they brought over Day of Disaster, they brought over.
Yeah, it was a Project
Xenoblade,
Rainfall,
like
Xenoblade, Last Story. What's the third one? Pandora's Tower.
Pandora's Tower. But they got Day of Disaster, which was a Monolith game, which we never got over here. So I was like, I had to import that too. Because they had it previewed at E3 one time over here, and they just never released it. So it was like that was like another Code was another one. There's so many like Europe exclusive Wii games that they got over there, got localized from Nintendo that we never fucking got. I think Fatal Frame I think they might have got Fatal Frame over there too, which we never got, the Wii one. So nobody got Project Zero 2, which was a remake of 2, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's it. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all I've been really messing with. I could get over the Brant. So
Brant, bring us home.
No really games played within the last week.
Boo, play your video games. That's what you always taunt me with. Play your video games.
I need to. But I did get a couple in here that hopefully I'll get to very soon.
Games acquired.
My first is Assassin's Creed Mirage, kind of that return to Classic Assassin's Creed.
I want to get this. I want to pick it up.
Good.
I don't remember buying the day one edition because I just picked it up because it was on sale for like around $30. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. And that, you got the one before they took away the DLC, right?
I was about to say, this one.
The little, but I've read it's like a 45-minute add-on.
Yeah, it's got a bonus quest, as well as 3 lithographs.
Hey man, it's $10. You don't
and
have
a
to
map
spend,
of Baghdad.
$10 is $10. Brent, did you start that yet?
No, I have not.
Where did you get that from for $30?
It was on sale on the Amazon, but it may not be on sale anymore.
Get it.
This also dropped to about $11 on Amazon, so I picked up Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance for PS3.
For the PlayStation Trace.
The very odd Metal Gear Solid hack and slash made by Platinum Games. It's just so wacky and crazy, though.
I've never played that because I didn't beat 2 and 4.
Working.
It's like on my list of I need to beat those before I do this. Oh, speaking of Metal Gear, that patch is out that Cesar was talking about a week or two ago. That's
Yep.
That CRT filter, amongst other things, for PlayStation, Xbox, and it was the earlier PC patch, yeah.
Continuing with Metal Gear-esque games, I also did purchase this, I believe, from Video Games Plus.
BGP.
This is a game called Unmetal.
I've never heard of Unmetal.
Unmetal, and I will read you the little Steam synopsis here. A 2D stealth action adventure that pays homage to the classics, of course, referring to the one classic. With a healthy dose of humor and satire, as you play as Jesse Fox, who is definitely not an elite commando, under arrest for a crime he didn't commit, and now must escape a covert military base using his wits and fists.
Mother base. Outer heaven.
So this one I've had my eyes on. I've seen several reviews on it. It is, like it says, it's 2D based. It's very much like classic Metal Gear Solid esque. It just looks freaking amazing. So. And lastly, I got a little piece of hardware. I've been teasing Richard, saying I've got a new portable PlayStation device.
Show us your PlayStation Portal.
Circa 1999. This is the SCPH 4000
Pocket Station.
This is the Pocket Station in white.
I know my model numbers.
I got this yesterday. This, of course, if
never
you are
even
unfamiliar,
seen a Pocket Station.
It's a memory card that is essentially kind of like the VMU
of the PlayStation.
Yeah, for the Dreamcast, where they have a tiny little LCD screen on there. Certain games that you would save to this, because if you look at the device, there's a screen. There are 4 face buttons along with like an action button, and then the face lifts up and you can plug it in to your memory card slot on your PlayStation 1 or 2.
So I never knew this existed back when I got, I guess it was my PS2, because I was putting PS1 memory cards into it. And I would have third-party PS1 memory cards that would show up as a Pocket Station. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I find out it's this import thing that supported, like, Final Fantasy VIII minigame, and there's a couple other things.
Yeah, there's a little Final Fantasy minigame.
Oh, you got a new battery in there. That thing works.
Yeah, I threw a new battery in there. It's got 11 game saves, so I need to get on here and actually see what save files this person has.
I've never even seen one.
These are neat.
I think mine's like it's like see-through.
I'm about to say they have the white, and then they have the clear.
Brett, did you get a good deal?
I want to say there was a black one. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're not expensive.
They're not super expensive. You can get them for like less than
Just
30.
as a curiosity, I was wondering what the barrier of entry was. Very cool.
You can find them.
You probably get a good deal to get one with
I'm
the
about to
box,
say
though,
this one was around, I want to say 60 or
Pocket
70,
Station.
but it's complete in
That's
box
awesome.
with everything, and the box is very actually pretty minty. There's no creases,
clean.
there's no dents.
Why do we not
very,
get this?
very
The
nice.
PlayStation was such a huge hit over here. Why do we not get this?
Yeah,
That was it was the end of the generation. They were doing that weird shit. We're like, because I remember them advertising a lot when I was looking at the PSM magazines. Because I remember reading about Pocket Station a lot and the games that were going to support it. It just never got anywhere. Because by then they were all big on PS2 around that time coming out. And they're like,
Yeah, but they sold 100 million PS1s. When they were like roller derby, like Derby Station and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Japan didn't support like horse games. Derby Stallion. I might be off here.
yeah.
Good lord.
But I mean, you got to remember, like, Sony was probably the first ones that actually cared about the previous generation, made it easy to just carry the games over, man. So, because when people were like, "No, this console's dead to me. We're going to GameCube."
Yeah.
Cesar just sent us a link showing us that Assassin's Creed Mirage is up to $94 on.
No. Look whose version of Assassin's Creed Mirage. There's a name in front of it.
Ben Drown's copy.
The heck is this?
And then look at who's sold by.
Okay, yeah.
This is not Assassin's Creed Mirage. It's Heat Core. It's Assassin's Creed Mirage.
What the hell is Heat Core?
Is it?
Sold by Heat Core.
Who is Heat Core?
What the heck? What is this?
You can pay $95 or pay $15 a month for the next 6 months to get your copy of Assassin's Creed.
Why?
Oh God.
Oh, there's a $5 coupon though, so you know.
I sent. Speaking of this scheming that you've sent to us, I sent an offer.
5% coupon.
I sent an offer in on something, and they replied back. I didn't read the notes and all that sort of stuff. I was like, "This is a pretty good deal. Let me shoot them an offer." And it was like, "No, this is a game share thing. We're gonna send you. You buy this license, and we're gonna send you the credentials to sign in on your PlayStation to play this." And I'm like, "Oh hell no!
No,
I'm not doing this shit."
Shady.
No.
Quick way to get banned.
Oh,
get a hardware
immediate.
ban. Yeah, that's a word.
It's like I'm not
get a
fucking
console
with this.
ban.
Oh, it was when I was looking at the Uncharted collection for Steam. That was one of the ones. The code.
That's a thing.
It was like
right
$10.
Now.
Yeah, it was like a Steam.
People are
thing.
offering that on, like, I've seen that through like Temu and different
TikTok shop.
Other online places where it's like you pay X amount, maybe you pay $12, maybe you pay $14, but it gives you access to like 30 games across however many accounts, and it's like you click a Google Drive and then get access to this account and sign in on your machine. It's like that's super shady.
No thanks.
I'm
out. No interest. All right, Brant. What else did you acquire?
That's it. That is the bulk of what I
the
acquired.
End of acquisitions, and you talked about your games played.
Yep. I did try and check my limited run.
Brant solo.
Yes, we heard that. We heard that part.
Yeah. So we did get on yesterday, and I was pre-gaming a solo. And
while we wait in the freaking lobby, Brant
you
let
guys
us in.
Jumped in the lobby when I think there was like 12 people left. So I'm running around. I'm listening to all this mess go on around me. It's on Vondel. It's I was in one of the rataways where it's one of the 4-way entry rataways. And the circle was closing where you go out and you're in a canal and there's walls on either side of you. There's, big buildings on either side of you. And that's the area where, like, if we were swimming out of there, you have to swim up and it goes to the right. Like, that's the only way it goes. Right. But because of the way the circle was going, I had to swim down that canal a little bit and jump out and actually get topside. So I did that. I popped one person, and then I'm hearing a bunch of people run above me. And I wasn't even paying attention to how many people were left. I just kept hearing somebody run, and I'm looking up above, and I'm watching the gas close in behind me, and then finally I see somebody come and jump down in front of me. And so I chase him. We get around like this little market area and start exchanging shots, and then he goes down, and then my character, pulls off the mask. I'm like, what? And I just start, the war
That's when we
zone
heard the
splashes
celebration.
up. I'm like, yeah.
That's when we heard the celebration.
So,
But I was like, was it a kill? Like, when did he get there? What happened? Cesar was like, I think he won.
Yeah.
it.
Otherwise, we would have heard that bullshit.
Fuck this game.
It's good.
That's bullshit. I don't know about that.
I think we're all trying to still fill out exactly our builds and everything on this new season of Warzone, because everything's a good bit different.
I was on that note, I had adopted the Kostov in my loadout. Like, I did great with this last season. They've nerfed it or something. Like, I've not had luck with my loadout. I switched it to an M4 that I kind of threw some stuff on. And since then, it's like, okay, I actually want my loadout now. It's got all good shit in there. And I still got to work on the... Cesar had talked about like getting to level 44 to get the perk where you can tell when somebody has seen you, that sort of thing. I've got to assign that sort of stuff to my loadout and start getting that perk.
I'm working on that one. I think it unlocks at level 47, and I'm like 42 or 43.
Pretty sure I'm like 72. I thought about sitting on 69 for a while. But I kept playing and leveled up.
One does.
What is that called? What is that perk, Cesar?
High notice or
High notice. That sounds right.
High notice.
Yeah. It's gonna take the place of the perk right now, where I've got like anytime I'm near an enemy explosive, I just hear beep beep beep.
You
beep,
diffused
beep
one
in
for
my
us
ear.
the other day. Yeah. You're like, I don't understand, but I knew that was there. I was like, I didn't see it. You just walked to it.
Yeah, and
because I think that one, and I think the gas mask one where you run faster in the gas, that saved me. I leave that in there because that saves me so many times because I can get the fuck out
That
of
is
the gas
extremely
quick.
helpful.
Yeah.
That'd be a great one.
yeah, that's it.
That's it for us. You guys good? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this week, and we will catch you next week. Bye.
See you.
Adios.